seek your permission to record it. Good morning, Seema, Namrata. Good morning, Dipti, Dheeraj, Sachin. Good morning, everyone here at Belgaum headquarters. We are all gathered here for a wonderful session on walking. And let's get ready. Let's get geared up to begin the session sharp at 6:30. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. An honor and a privilege to have you here. And let's begin. Welcome, 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 welcome to your Digital Fitness Hub, your studio, your platform to curate the best version of yourself, bringing you the best ways to rejuvenate. Thank you so much for joining up. So let's begin the session with the usual ritual is about gratitude. So first of all, please request everybody to switch on the cameras. Please stand up and open your hands wide apart. Close your eyes and take this moment in a pause to say thank you to all special things in your life. Waking up alive is one of the greatest blessings. Make best of this opportunity. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So how many of you could go out at 5:30 for the walk? How many of you could go at 5:30 for the walk? Just show me a thumbs up in case if you could do it. So we have Shailashri, we have Sachin, we have Sachin both, Sachin Jha and Sachin Bichu who's done it. We have Dheeraj, fantastic. And from here, thank you, round of applause. And from here we have the Belgaum chapter who's gathered in a place known as Vaccine Depot. It has a historical significance, this place. It is just into the heart of the city, about 200 plus acres of forest, you can say, which is the lung space of Belgaum. Fortunate to be just into the vicinity of the defense services as well. And this is a place where vaccines were made for, in those days, this was known as the Vaccine Depot because vaccines used to be made in this place. So thank you so much for being here and taking up this session today on walking. So quickly now, what I'll be doing is, quickly, how many of you did the first half between 5 to 5:30? Okay, you walked with your buddies. Did you walk with your buddies, or how many of you could walk with your buddies? There was someone. All right, perfect, perfect. And then from 6 to 6:25, you were supposed to walk in solitude. Solitude, okay? Solitude is in your own company, away from the noise of the society, is what solitude typically means. So quickly, I want to ask each one of you, how many of you found a difference between the first half where you walked with your buddies and then the next half where you walked with yourself? And the third thing is, how many different types of walk could you do? Okay, could you do some different type of walks? Got it? So this is what the question is. And if you could share your insights, since we are a small group here, let's start with this. Yes, you can also take this. So you can share that. Who would like to share a difference in case if you walked with your buddies in the morning and then you walked in solitude? Yes, Sachin, Jha, you would like to go ahead? Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Loud and clear, go ahead.
Yeah, so actually it happened just a reverse in my case. So one of my friend, I had asked him to join me, but he stays a distance away from my place. So what happened that he asked me that you start from there and I'll join you there. So it took half an hour to go, around 25 minutes to go. So initially I went alone and so it took around 25 minutes to go from my place to that place. And then he joined me. And when we started from there, and at 6 o'clock, when I watched your assignment, and I was just shocked, "Oh, it's ulta ho gaya."
तो चलो
So,
ठीक है, but उसमें difference क्या हुआ? When you walked alone and when
yeah.
you walked with your friend.
So when you said that you go along without talking, without anything. So while coming alone itself, I had the, कि उसको जाना है, उसको जल्दी से उसके साथ में मिलना है. So that was going on while going there. But while coming back, there was nothing in my mind. So I was totally alone, even though he was beside me.
Wow.
So, and surprisingly, that while going, it took 25 minutes for the same distance, and while coming back, it took only 15 minutes. So the speed increased, and I was totally in my control, and it was very smooth. And I would say it was like you are totally in your control. There is no distraction. Even not within your mind, also there is no distraction. So when you think that you are within yourself, means you are thinking nothing else. So even though physically somebody was not there, but still there was something in my mind while going. So it is not only about physically somebody is there or not, but in your mind somebody was there.
Wow.
So I could realize this difference. So our mindset is all about that, whether it is somebody is there beside you or not there beside you. If your mind is totally towards that, you will achieve it.
Amazing, amazing, fantastic. What a beautiful way to share it. Fantastic, fantastic. So, a very important aspect that Sachin has brought forward is, whether you're there in someone's company physically or somebody is there in your mind, that also makes a difference. And that showed up on the performance as well. 25 minutes to go, but while coming the same distance, maybe in 15 minutes, lesser time. Fantastic, fantastic. Round of applause for Sachin for sharing his insight. Fantastic. And today we are all gathered here to witness something important is what is walking all about. Okay, so it has been used widely so far. Like you have heard people, especially even when somebody wants to take up a fitness routine, even it has been administered thinking walk chalu karo, start walking. And that is what today's session is all about, to decode everything. It has to do with a beautiful activity, walking, but we'll demystify and we'll get it clear. So anyone else wants to share their experience from morning, from the studio here as well, okay, or from there itself. So anybody wants to share what was the difference between morning and now? Yes. बोल बोल, चालेल चालेल. कसं तर काय डिफरन्स वाटलं तुला सकाळी आणि याच्यात?
Yeah,
What?
actually, I started after 3-4 days. I was still sleeping, and now I'm feeling better, fresh. I could hear all the birds chirping around and all. It's fantastic.
फॅन्टॅस्टिक फॅन्टॅस्टिक, ऑसम ऑसम. डिफरन्स काय होतं मॉर्निंग सगळे एकत्र आणि एकटे गेले तेव्हा?
एकत्र गेलो तेव्हा थोडे पाय स्लो चालत होते आणि एकटे गेल्यावर ॲक्च्युली ऑटोमॅटिकली फास्ट अँड आपल्या आपल्यात म्हणजे इन्व्हॉल्व होते.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. She was faster when she went alone. Yes, yes. What was the difference?
Yeah, when I was walking with my friends, yeah, definitely it was little slower. And when was still we were walking together only, but it was fast.
Fantastic, fast, fast, perfect, perfect. Kalyani, yes. Same? Okay. वेगळं काहीशी वॉक करू शकलीस? Could you walk a little different?
एकटी जेव्हा फिरत होते तेव्हा विपश्यना त्या ह्याच्यामध्ये गेले की आपल्या मनाच्या मध्ये आपण विचार करतो किंवा लोकांबरोबर असतो तेव्हा गप्पा मारत हे करत आरामात असं.
Okay, when you're alone, she was in a kind of a vipassana state, and when she was walking together with her friends, it was all more of chit chatting. Perfect. Yes.
ती वॉकिंग करताना दांडेलीची आठवण झाली. आणखीन आपण एक्सरसाइजमध्ये असं फास्ट असं जायला नको, वा रिलॅक्स निवांत जाऊया असं वाटलं. हे एक्सपिरियन्स काय वेगळंच होतं.
Wow. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Fantastic, fantastic. So awesome there. We'll just get these more. So here's what, as we are going to take the session today, and we are going to take it forward, we'll have everybody a chance to share their views. And yes, we have Swati also, and we still have a couple of them, okay? Yes, Swati.
Hello, good morning. When we were walking with the friends, actually we reached late first and then we joined the group. We were walking, talking, but while coming alone, and it was something into myself and looking at the forest. Actually, I came for first time in this area. It was something amazing experience.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. We'll come back there. And yes, yeah. So here's what. Anybody could walk differently. Anybody thought of walking different? Anyone tried something different? Yes, Asha, go ahead. Share your insights.
Actually, I'm very sorry for Shaurika that I could not because of commitments, and I have also should go to college.
No
So I
worry.
thought of going out here nearby parks as usual. Then the day started with like chirping of the, as we have two parks nearby, chirping of the birds. Then I thought afterwards when you gave a assignment that like you said that you walk in solitude, then what must be behind this? Why Harshad they will not tell anything like this? So I thought of walking in my own area, and I wanted to see the changes which are happening, man-made changes which are happening. I could also see your new digital fitness hub board backside,
Wow.
the one which I had not seen, and many things which I thought that a nature cannot go faster, so much faster changes, but man is doing all these changes. It's not a good sign, but I felt that so many people are the strength of the walkers have been reduced. I could observe when I was walking previously 3 years back, the huge round, especially in summers, the huge amount of people were walking. So that I could observe, and I could see all the shuttered doors of the shops, and I just wanted to go and just see that anything new is happening. This is what I wanted, and what actually, when I was going with the friends, we will be unka thoughts or hamara thoughts, when they say something and we again start thinking, because we are human beings, the thought process get disturbed, and maybe that त्यांनी काहीतरी, if they say something to us and आम्हाला ते आमच्यावर भारी व्हायचं नको, so we are into something and you should walk, if that question comes, you should walk daily, all such things ना, ये हावी हो जाता है हमारे पे. So I think that we have to always walk in solitude with means like like-minded people, like how you all have gone there. So we have to walk with like-minded people. Thank you.
Fantastic, amazing. What an observation and what a way to start the day. Thank you, Asha. Round of applause for Asha, everybody. This is your Digital Fitness Hub, and we don't do different things, we do things differently. And here's what, today as we start on this session on, is walking an exercise? Or is it going to actually put you into peril? So first thing I would like to say is, don't believe a word that I'm going to say. Yes, you heard it right. Do not believe even what we at Digital Fitness Hub are going to say. Do not believe a word until you use your common sense. So please challenge every word that has been told. You will have a lot of resistances, because this topic is only so volatile that once we start sharing this, the first thing will happen is resistance. Maybe within your own self first, and even if you have your own answers right, you will always find these resistances happening with the other people, right? So are you ready to take up this challenge of going through the resistances first? If yes, show me a thumbs up, everybody. Okay, digital or physical. Are you ready to take up these resistances? Thank you so much. Reason is simple. We are gathered here to take this very topic of walking. Is it even an exercise, or what is it all about? We are starting a movement here at Digital Fitness Hub to bring reality and truth, which is based on science, which is based on research, common sense applied, and your own primary experiences. Still doing the 10,000 steps every day? That might be the reason you are not losing fat. Walking raises cortisol levels, weakens muscles, and shrinks bone density over time. You are not getting healthier by walking, my dear friends. You are just walking in circles. Join this movement with Digital Fitness Hub that is going to challenge the myth of walking. Discover the real path to fitness, and DFH challenge starts now. Why walking may be the slowest way to die. Got it? So this is going to be the topic. I want you to listen to the statistics, whatever I'm going to present, and then we will have the session open. And it's not going to be just one day session. It's going to be a series of this. Because if you want to make a change in anything, you need to ensure that you go and test every doubt of yourself. Forget about the rest of the world. Are you ready to do that, everybody? Ready to take up this challenge and learn a little bit? Okay, if I request Teju to share the digital devices here, because I need to share the mind map here. Perfect. So, no, you show it there. Okay, we are here gathered with your friends here. So here's what, if you can see the screen, everybody just show me a thumbs up. If you can see the screen, show me a thumbs up. Okay, we are going to go with science first. Always go with science-backed knowledge. What does science have to say about walking? Walking increases cortisol over time due to repetitive stress. And this has been administered by many a times by people to take up walking as an exercise. How does walking become dangerous? First thing is, when you walking and cortisol, what does the research show? Long duration of low intensity walking can raise cortisol levels. Walking for extended periods, especially over 60 minutes, can increase cortisol levels as the body perceives it as a low-grade persistent stressor. Studies have had it that athletes who doing extended aerobic training, including walking, showed chronically elevated cortisol and reduced testosterone and cortisol ratio. This is as per the European Journal Applied Physiology, which was published in 1995. This is what will happen in case if your bodies have got higher cortisol level. Your blood sugar, you will have higher levels of blood sugar. You will have all that you have to attract for your cardiovascular diseases. Your immune system gets weakened, your anxiety, depression, and headaches will start increasing. You will see a high blood pressure, and you will also have digestive issues, including nervous problems. So what happens here is walking. Okay, walking is not enough. In fact, it could be hurting your health. How? It leads to shortened muscles, poor mobility, and muscle atrophy. Now, if you see walkers who are doing, if you see their physiology, we'll come back to that. How does a body of a walking person look? Chronic cortisol dominance leads to muscle breakdown, insulin resistance, and adrenaline fatigue. And in this picture, you can see what is a normal muscle and what is an atrophied muscle, which is muscle atrophy is wasting away muscle tissue. This is how your muscles will look. And if you see people who resort to walking, their hands and legs are thinner and their abdominal will never get thin. Have you noticed that with people who walk? They lose weight on their arms and legs and they will never lose weight on their abdominals. This is something, a symptom which is dangerous. Symptoms include decrease in muscle mass, one limb being smaller than the other, numbness, weakness, and tingling in the limbs. This is what happens while you do walking as an exercise. It will also reduce blood flow and efficiency, fatigue, and stagnation. Walking as repetitive daily patterns without variation is equals to chronic stress. According to research, repetitive stress without recovery, even in light forms like long habitual walks, contributes to flattened diurnal cortisol rhythms, which is medically used, which will result in fatigue, weight gain, and emotional imbalance. And this is how the body of a walker looks like. Watch this picture. Even if a person has lost weight, the abdominal will always remain heavier. The right side should be the right way to look. And in case if you have seen, most of the people, 9 out of 10 people who resort to walking as an exercise will have this body form. Okay, I'd just like to show it here as well. This is the body form of a walker. पेट वही के वही रह जाता है और हाथ पाँव they get flattened out. And this is what is the perils of walking, my dear friends. So please understand, do not walk. Again, we are shouting, do not walk to resort to as an exercise. It could lead you to lose your life. Okay. This also leads to, okay, this is a way I'm gathered here in a beautiful place where this has been used predominantly for walking. And I might be that insane person. The next thing that happens is I'll be running and people are behind me. I do not fear that. Okay. It could lead to something known as sarcopenia and osteoporosis. What has happened in this is, okay, sarcopenia. Okay, I might be spelling it a little wrong. Sarcopenia is characterized by loss of muscle mass, strength, is strongly associated with the risk of osteoporosis, the condition of weakened bones. Individuals with sarcopenia have higher likelihood of having osteoporosis. Furthermore, combination of sarcopenia and osteoporosis known as you can read it out here, osteosarcopenia, can significantly worsen physical function, mobility, and the risk of falling and fractures. Now, I would like to ask, how many of you have heard in your families, thoda sa gir gaya and they fractured their hip bones and especially their spines? I've seen this just recently with my own relative. Walking as an exercise, just a small fall in the kitchen and rupturing the spinal cord. Have you seen this honestly happening around you? Did you check whoever had this problem? Most of the times they were walking. And this is what walking can do to a person. Why does this happen? Why walking can be not a very significant way of exercising is, well, your human body is made up of 206 bones, 360 joints, 650 muscles. This is what school level science has to teach. We have forgotten. By walking on a daily basis, you are working the same muscles, the same joints, which will be negatively used for your own self. While you had so many other ways of your physicality, this is exactly what we would like to bring in today's session, that walking can be dangerous. So please understand and share this knowledge with your family and friends. What happens is, just to start a physical fitness, many a times it has been promoted that start walking 10,000 steps, start walking 5,000 steps. And this is exactly what you will take your body into. You will be taking yourself to a point of no return. So please understand, the third part of today's session was, we ask you to walk differently. Even if you had to resort to walking, there was different ways of walking, my dear friends. Anybody, especially all the Digital Fitness Hub students, a question that I would like to ask you is, have you witnessed different forms of walking in the routines that you have been trained so far? Anybody who has anything rings in your mind? Yes, Seema, go ahead.
Walking normal and walking backwards is totally different, and equal amount of muscles are stretched. In fact, it is difficult to walk backward. So today I tried doing that when I was doing the second half of the walk. I didn't do the first half, but I did the second half. So walking backwards was extremely difficult. I tried 10 minutes walking normal and then 10 minutes walking backwards all by myself. So I found that difficult.
Fantastic, fantastic. What was the major difference, Seema? What was that thing that you found while you were trying to walk reverse?
Reverse, actually, while walking reverse, you don't know what is behind you. So the little bit of fear was there in the mind. What if I, fall backwards, I go and bang into something? That kind of a little bit of hesitancy was there on my part. I don't know about the others, but on my part, there was a little bit of hesitancy. But while I was doing normal walking, I was walking faster. So my pace reduced a little bit when I was walking backwards. And different set of muscles work when you're walking backwards is what I realized. And
Are you more mindful? You're trying to focus, since you could not see behind, you have eyes in front and you cannot see behind. You were a little bit mindful of, you should not go into any obstructions and you should not fall. Were you more mindful and present?
I was more mindful. Whereas while I was walking normal, since it was in solitude, I felt more calm, more peace, and my speed was also more compared to when I was walking backwards.
Fantastic.
Probably because I was being cautious and little fearful, I would say. Little fearful.
Perfect. Amazing. Reverse walk is what Seema did. Anyone else did some other walk? Any other walk, or what you have been training at Digital?
Harshad,
Yes, go ahead, Sachin. Go ahead.
yeah, Not, I didn't do it today, but otherwise I try to walk it in the eight, in a shape of eight.
Shape of eight.
Many
Amazing.
times, yeah, many times it is that's what it is that 12 feet distance. In 12 feet, you need to draw that eight line, and then you need to walk into that eight in a reverse way.
Amazing.
In different ways, right? Like you go straight once from left to right, and then after 5 minutes from right to left, and then in a reverse way if you can walk. So that is the different way of walking which rather I enjoy many times.
The walking in eight format, amazing. Maybe in the front,
Yeah.
lateral. Fantastic, fantastic. Another way of walking, fantastic. Why do you see that differently walking will change the pattern here? Okay, when you walk differently, it changes the dynamic. Anybody has anything that is ringing your mind, different ways of walking? It has to be quick. If you are a DFH student, you go through these sessions every now and then. Yes, Smriti, go ahead. What are the different ways of walking?
Arshad, for me, brisk walking is one of the way. Matlab, I understood all the theories and the research and everything you shared. But I also would like to share that my dad, who passed away last year, was into brisk walking. Brisk means precise 6 kilometer walking, brisk walking in 40 to 45 minutes format. He had started that in 2001, 2002 for his friend, another orthopedic surgeon who is 75 years and above now, because he has undergone angioplasty and all that then. So they started with that. But I'll tell you, literally till his last breath he took that day, a day before, 20 plus years non-stop, both of them used to go for a walk. Their duration was 6 kilometers, 3 kilometers one way, 3 kilometers otherwise. They were friends, they were buddies, but it'd never be a chit-chatting walk. Even for my patients itself, when you go for a walk, I do really say I'm not bigger than the scientists. They must have thought of but cortisol or not. I just tell one thing to my patients also: don't go as a chit-chatter and walk. Walk as in you are doing, as we do na things here, do it as a ritual. कि पूरा आपका फोकस आपके बॉडी की हो. I understand that body just get used to one velocity. उसमें कुछ हम बहुत we don't do any calisthenics, we don't do any aerobics, nothing. बस एक ही position में रहती है. But if you do it with a goal, कि I want to do this and I want to reduce, it does work. And it has helped this both the boys for 20 plus years. So there was a kind of those memories for me with this challenge, honestly.
When we
Okay,
when you
about
took this
walking,
challenge, it took you
yeah,
to memory lane about your father and
correct.
that.
So when he used to come to my place, also he used to make it a point that he used to complete his 6 kilometers round.
Then come.
And then, fortunately, he never had all the things you have mentioned, the broken bones and all, because he used to take care of other things also. Coming to the different types of walking, what Seematai said, yes, backward walking trains your brain a lot because you're always, piche ka dikhta nahi hai na, so you're always conscious about it. And something I have tried before my pregnancy in 2017, I did it for almost 1.5 months. What I did that was, it used to be 30 minutes walk for me. And I have not done that walk on a straight surface. How my round used to go is in my town where we used to live. So my first lap used to be a downhill.
Okay, so
So
the
but obviously you
gradient.
walk first.
Okay, changing
So
gradient.
slow person. Yeah. And then when I used to come,
Okay, so
it
just
was
pause
a
here,
very
pause here.
steep thing.
What is it called? What is it called? People who have been walking, what is that Smriti is saying? Okay, she goes down and she goes up. What is it called in walking parlance? What is it called in walking parlance? If you are a hiker, if you are a trekker, what is this called when you walk down and up? How many of you have gone into hikes? Different hikes, professional hikes. Anybody? Asha has done it. What is it called in hiking parlance? When you change the gradient, you go up and you go down. And this is what life teaches you. This is what DFH is different, my dear friends. It is known as elevation gain. Elevation gain, which means in case if you're going to climb up 1,000 feet, you will be climbing 1,000 feet, but you will not climb in vertical go. You will go a little bit up and down, up and down. So if you went 1,000 feet, you came down 200 feet, and again you climbed up the 1,000, you have climbed in fact 1,200 elevation gain, which means it has worked differently on your muscles. So thank you Smriti for bringing that. So while you're changing the gradient, again different muscles get engaged, and that's what it is all about, right?
Correct. And I also used to do it without talking to anybody. I used to do all alone. Just what we
Solitude.
did in the all alone. किसी से बात नहीं करने का. Just stay focused. Look at it as a goal. I'll tell you, I have lost 6 kgs weight in 1.5 months, which I didn't gain later. Let's say fast gain. Hoga. No, I immediately conceived and it got stopped. That's a different story. So that
Fantastic.
is one way. Like never walk on a straight surface. I always tell my patients also, go like a bell-shaped curve or try to challenge your body. Because as you rightly said, body just get used to it, to whatever routine. People go to walking track, 1 kilometer रहता है. Every day do that way only. And that is how it doesn't replicate. And this 10,000 and 5,000 steps, these are all because when I was doing my residency, every day we used to do 20,000 plus steps. 3 floor चढ़ने का उतरने का 24/7 you are doing the same thing. We never had a fat loss as such. It was a calorie loss because of the not so good. Another thing is about walking. I'm taking a little longer, but just allow me this. Certain ages, I'm a geriatrician also. So I have a 93-year-old young grandfather in Nasik. Now he really can't do very heavy exercises, but in his childhood he has done all the Hindu push-ups and so many things. So probably, and he has maintained his physique last 30 years in very good discipline. So at this age, he has a lot of disabilities. But that fellow till today, in spite of losing my grandma on those days also, he had 10 chakkars in the house in whatever hall we have. So it is his ritual. He does it without fail. So it works slightly different in certain age groups. My only take was that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So nothing is good or bad. It's all about how you really goal it, how you aim it, and then the results do come. Blindly don't follow.
1 second. So, Smriti, if I have to train it through you, is that okay if I take it through you? Will that be okay? Okay. Will that be okay to train through you?
Yeah.
So, Smriti, you yourself have found a lot of challenge with your knees. You have been finding
Yes.
the challenge with your knees. Thank you. Thank you. I got a stool here. Okay. I was kneeling down. Thank you so much. Fantastic. So that's
Natural.
really it, sir. Amazing. All right. Thank you. So you have gone through a challenge with your knee challenge, Smriti. If you really go to
Yes.
see time and again, knowingly, unknowingly, if you have to reverse your chapters, any times, I'll tell you what happens is, even in certain places, even with DFH members who are doing a normal routine, suddenly something happens and they started walking 10,000 steps. I've got 3 complaints of students complaining about all of a sudden developing knee pain. Where does it take you? Your knee is a hinge joint. If you are excess with 1 kg also, just 1 kg excess on your height and body weight proportion, when you sleep, you are at that weight, whatever. If you are 70 kgs, you are 70 kgs when you sleep. The moment you stand, it becomes 1.5 times of the weight on your hinge joints. The moment you start walking, it becomes 3.5 times of the weight, which means if you're weighing 80 kgs, it will be 3 times, 210 kgs pounding you're doing on your knees. And if you run, it will be at least 5.5 to 6 times of the weight, pounding on your joints every step you're taking. And mind you, 9 out of 10 people are not into their ideal weight. I'm just talking about 1 kg excess. So mind you, my dear friends, whenever you propose also, you're walking, make utterly sure that the weight of the person is at least aligned. Otherwise, it is going to any which ways surely rupturing the joint health. And once your joint health gets ruptured, your mobility starts to reduce. Once your mobility reduces, you'll stop exercising. And once if you stop exercise, again you'll put on weight. So it's a vicious cycle. Got it? So please understand these things, and this is what today's session is all about, to understand what works for you. If you want to take up walking, make sure you come in an ideal weight. Don't use walking to lose weight. That's a different story altogether. Got it? In case if you want to go for hikes, treks and all, make sure you train, come into an ideal weight, and then take up all these activities, because life is very precious. Your joints are irreplaceable. Of course, today nowadays in the marketplace, you get parts for human bodies. Okay, you get new knees, you get new hips, you get new heart also, you get everything new. But कितने खर्चे में आएगा, and what are the perils जो आपका खुद का नहीं है? Yes, तो वो नहीं है. So thank you, Smriti, for bringing it on. A round of applause there. Yes, yes, Asha and Seema, you have something to add up? Go ahead, Seema.
Yeah. Like,
Okay,
hello.
okay, Asha, go ahead. Go ahead, Asha.
So as you say now, as you say walking, what I feel is in earlier days, people used to walk, right? So they used to walk for their work. They used to walk for everything. Like there is no pressure here. Like this today's generation, what we are doing now, we want to go and walk 10,000 step or 1.5 hour time le lo. So in this, there is a pressure of the stress. So according to me, I have to walk for my like for example, I want to buy vegetables, so I'll go and buy. There will be no pressure there. I will walk for everything nearby or somewhere to up to a distance wherein I am not under stress. Whereas when I take up this challenges as a stress, so like I'm maybe I don't know, some person, you all might be knowing, some person gave me a challenge of this walking, right? So this walking, what made me, I become a very sincere student of DFH, and I started asking whether should I go this. So sometimes I feel that am I too much becoming a kid these days? Okay, so according to me, we have to go nearby. People are using bikes to purchase something nearby distance. 2 मिनट का रास्ता रहता है, फिर भी वो जाके वो स्कूटर में जाके लेके आते. So what I feel is we have to walk without tension.
Absolutely.
Then it might be a half a kilometer, it may be a kilometer. And as a GDFS student, second thing what I want to see is, when you said what are the different types of walk, nowadays I am walking inside myself.
Wow.
I am going to see that what should be done correctly, what should not be eaten, what should be eaten, what will be good for me. And I have also done lot of walking previous days. But believe me, as you said, the loss of weight was not there. The inch loss was also not there. It takes up some peak and it stops. And one more thing is, every time if I don't work. So, but this digital fitness hub is teaching us like in a different way. So I am getting losing weight, whether I am losing or not, I am not checking, but my body is healing. So I am walking inside my body these days now.
Fantastic. That's a wonderful thing. Walking inside yourself is a walk that you should be ideally taking. Fantastic. Fantastic there. Thank you, Asha, for sharing that. Yes, Seema, you have to say this. Go ahead.
Yes, Harshad, if you remember, I had suffered from asthma during my second pregnancy for almost 18 years. And that when I asked my doctor, who was a chest specialist, what will reduce my asthma attacks, and he had said morning ozone will help you if you start walking. And the children were very small that time, so I used to get up at 4:30 in the morning. I had a friend who used to walk with me, so we used to start our walk at 5 o'clock and come back home by 6. Then start the breakfast tiffins for the children, and all that routine would start. So for nearly 10 years, I was walking on concrete road, because we didn't have tracks at that time. We didn't have walking tracks at that time, so no mud tracks. So this was one of the biggest mistake I think people do often, that they walk on concrete roads. Absolutely. And that really damages your joints.
Absolutely.
So this is what I realized. Then by then Nasik developed many walking tracks, and I started walking on the tracks. So initially it was 1 hour walking. Then I got into such speed with my own walking, and it was like I became maniacal about the walk. So I used to walk something like 8-9 kilometers in the morning, and again go in the evening and walk 4-5 kilometers. So some 15-16 kilometers a day. And I didn't realize at that time, and my husband, who's the doctor, who kept telling me, you don't do warm-up, you don't do stretches, you just get up from bed and start going for a walk, which is wrong. And I didn't listen to him at that time, till a day came when my knees gave way and I developed osteoarthritis. That's when my walks completely stopped. and I switched over to walking in the water. The moral of the story is that when you walk, when you go for a walk, each one to his own is what I feel. If they feel that morning air is good for them, they feel good in the by walking, go ahead, no problem. But do enough stretches, enough warm-ups before you start your walk, and then cool down after you come back.
Absolutely.
Even if you're doing walking, that is very, very necessary. Don't do the mistake that I did for years. And now with DFH last 3 years, I've not walked. Whatever walking is done is walking within the house, which is quite a bit. I don't count my steps. But I realized that strengthening of my knees or my joints, my muscles, everything has happened in these last 3 years, which I did not succeed in last 20 years while I was walking or walking in the water, whatever. So thanks to TFH that this strength has come, and the knowledge also how important it is to do stretching, warm up, and cool downs for your body with whatever exercise you're doing, how important that is. Even if you're going cycling in the morning, do your stretches, do your warm ups, then go cycling. Or if you're walking, then do all this before you start walking.
Absolutely.
Or any exercises that you're doing, it is very, very necessary for the body that your body is warmed up before you start any focused exercise.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, Seema. That was such a wonderful thing to share. And this is what we are talking about. Seema could get her strength in just 3 years as compared to the last couple of years that she was into walking and all. So this is a very, very important thing. If you want to walk, it's not that, please understand, do not take it wrong, the message. We are not saying do not walk. In fact, walk, just like Asha said, walk everywhere. Instead of having a vehicle, walk everywhere. Walk to the nearest place. But that's a different thing. You're going with some other purpose. But don't use walking as for 10,000 steps karna hai, as an exercise. That is perils. Don't walk on concretes. Don't walk on tarmac roads. And which is what is typically, you do not have such places in and around bigger cities, right? Where there is earthen grounds. There is earth. There is mud. There is sand. And this is what it is. And even if you have to walk, my dear friends, I want to share that at Digital Fitness Hub, bells ringing here, you have animal moves. Move lateral, move twist, turn. You can jump, you can crawl, you can literally, you can just like goes like a snake. Everything is contributing to walking. Use your mind. So what happens every time you're doing any other different ways? 650 muscles you have, 360 joints you have, 200 plus bones you have. You need to make sure that every single square inch of your body needs to be worked out. And that is what the message here is. Today we have just started this movement here. It is not going to stop in this session here, but rather it is going to start from this session. Come, doubt, question, ask, repeat. Just like Asha, be a child. Ask 10 times. I might be wrong at times. Don't believe me whatever I'm going to say. It will be a learning in process, but couple of days hence, we are going to make sure nobody is going to have knee replacements. Nobody, even if somebody falls, it's not going to rupture their hip joints. It's going to get your body into a lean shape. You should have the less of cortisol. You should feel more energetic throughout the day. And that is what the message is here about. So we are going to conclude the session today in a while. Yes, before that, we have hands up from Savita. Sachin and Savita. Yes, Savita, go ahead and then we'll take up with Sachin as well. Go ahead, Savita. Unmute, Savita. Unmute.
Sorry, Sachin raised his hand first. I'll let him go first and then I'll
Okay,
I'll
fantastic. Sachin, go ahead.
No issue.
Go ahead, Sachin.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. No, just one doubt I had that we generally observe that some of the diabetic patients who basically go for the walk, and doctors prescribe also that they should walk. So how we should take this if somebody is doing walking who is having the diabetes?
Very good question, and a very important question here, especially for diabetic people. Even doctors recommend walking. Please listen to this very carefully. You are pushing them to suicidal things. It is most dangerous if you are a diabetic. Please stop any diabetic person from walking. Stop it. It is poisonous. How? Because what happens is, a person is already diabetic. What happens with walking is the muscles start to shrink. And once the muscles start to shrink, even the blood circulation starts to get deterred. When the blood circulation stops and the cortisol level increases, the nerves start to get calcified. It has happened in my own family. I'll not name the person, but it has happened in my own family 2 days back. That person had to go and amputate 3 of his toes, and he had to do an angioplasty on his legs. Diabetic people should stop walking and in fact do the right exercises where they strengthen and make their legs flexible. If you see, even with whatever exercise you do, whichever body part, the next day your body cannot stretch. For example, if you have done a chest exercise.
Are you able to hear Savita?
Okay, am I back?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Now
Yeah.
Thank you.
Temporarily it was out.
So I was just sharing that diabetes, whoever is diabetic should not resort to walking, or rather should take a holistic way of exercising. If you want to get, because what happens, the second thing is when your muscles become rigid, they stop insulin, they become insulin resistant. And that is even more dangerous for a diabetic patient. So please understand that you should have a flexible muscle, you should have the right longevity, and this is what it's all about. A diabetic patient should take up a holistic way of working out every square inch, and the most important thing is one has to lose on the belly fat and the fats on the body. If you see, just by resorting to walking, again you will have muscle atrophy where the muscle starts to shrink, and if you have lesser muscle mass, trust me, it will not add up in any which ways to regulate your insulins and get your diabetes to normal. And this we have proven evidently with a person, Ajay Ghadge, my own classmate. For 10 years, he was long-term diabetic, and his HB1AC was more than 14, alarming. And he was only doing walking for 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers on a daily basis. Came to DFH, got into the routines, and trust me, even today his diabetes has reduced to almost 5. This is what the science, and fitness is not something which you can just push and do one kind of exercise. And just forget about walking. Anything in excess is poison. Don't get married into an activity. It could be anything. Okay, once you start doing something, you start loving. Just like what it happened with Seema, you start loving it so much that you want to do it. You go maniac with that activity. Do not let that happen. Change and do not get married into any of the activities. Have no strings attached to anything absolutely. Is when it will be safer side. Got it? So Sachin, who is diabetic,
Thank you.
please tell them stop walking and go in a holistic way. DFH being one of the platforms, you can definitely recommend with safety, and you know for sure. And we also have Dr. Shirish there. Yes, Shirish, I'll just take to you, but I'll just listen to Savita. And yes, Savita, go ahead, and then we'll listen to Dr. Shirish as well. Yes, go ahead, Savita.
Yeah, hi Harsha. Thank you for the session. Quickly, I just, I have to walk I have a dog like you do, so I have to walk him twice a day, right? So, but I'm fortunate that I have like these walking trails with bark, and it's not concrete, not the road, so I can go into the woods and walk him, which I usually do. But also I feel that walking out in the outdoors is kind of like a meditation for me, because you're away from everything at home, you leave things, and it's really nice to be, outside. And then it's kind of a routine thing that you keep walking, and then your thoughts go, and then I think of a lot of other things that I may not be able to have time for when I'm come back home. So I feel that is also the importance of walking, and absolutely not for like weight loss or any of that. I mean, I'm not even thinking of doing it like that. And also I used to run before, but I used to run on the roads, and it took such a toll on my knees that I just, I could feel it, and I had to go for physio, and all of that. So, and then I just completely stopped because I knew the harm I felt. I could feel it in my body, what it was doing to my knees. And so I try to avoid walking on the roads if I can, but I do walk. In fact, after the session, I'm taking my dog for a walk now, So I can't not walk is what I'm trying to say. Like
Oh, here's
it's
what,
a
a
part of
correction
it.
here. Please don't mistake that this is not to promote that stop walking. In fact, start walking more. While you're walking your dog, that is one of the best moments of life both of you are going to have. For your dog, it's going to be the me time with you. Like for him, that moment is my world. And if you could put those
Correct.
emotions, make it a world for him also. You need to do that more often, as many times as possible. What I'm saying is people resorting to walking as an exercise and get mad over it. Nowadays, it is the
Right.
purpose. Just like Sachin said, whenever doctor says there is a diabetic patient, he resorts people to walking. That's not going to help, is what we are saying.
Hmm.
In fact, diabetic
Hmm.
patients should go more often here and there. Do your chores. You want to go milk, go walking. But short distances, not with the intention. Your mind is much stronger than your what you can imagine. The moment you tell your mind, I'm going walking for my exercise, do not do that, is what we are saying. But like walking your dog, having that 100 steps after your meal, which is known as Shatapauli in Marathi, or in Sanskrit also, like after a meal, you walk a little bit. It's absolutely okay. Walk with your family, walk with your friends, have a nice time. That is necessary. Do not stop those things, but don't put your gadget and start walking 10,000 steps as an exercise. Or get up every morning and go in circles walking, thinking that you're doing exercise. That's wrong. What's happening behind is wrong. You're seeing so many people
Hmm.
cross in walking. You'll see them. I have made a research on my own. I've been watching these people, first year, second year, third year. They go on putting weight. Their hands and legs have become thinner, but they have not lost on their abdominal fat. My own observation. You want to make your observations? Watch around the people. So do walk with your dog. Do have a time with your family. Walk for the nearby. Definitely, you should do that. Okay, and you should do it more
Thank you,
often.
Harsha.
And when you do with your dog, be like your dog. Be focused on him. If you see, your dog will be watching
Correct.
you every now and then. And most of the times you go with the gadgets, talking and all. I also do that. I've realized what mistake I'm doing. I'm not giving my time with my Chatur. When it's Chatur and me, it has to be our time. Me with my Chatur.
Correct.
Play with him, talk with him.
Correct.
That's the time, because they are there for a shorter period of time, my dear friends. Dogs live with you for maybe 10 years, 12 years.
Yeah.
When you walk a dog, talk to the dog. Don't talk with
Mm-hmm.
someone else. There's a huge difference in this. And what I will be closing with a small story. Stay tuned. And before that, we also have Dr. Shirish, who's been there as an experienced person. Yes, go ahead, Shirish. We would love to hear from you.
Yeah, Harshad, the study that you quoted is from 1995. Though physiology has not changed, the understanding of physiology has changed vastly over all these years. So I would like to go through that study in detail, and there would be, I have gone through medical literature all my life. So you cannot just believe on one study, okay? And especially one in 1995. The other thing which I want to say is what you have rightly said is excess of anything is bad. So
Absolutely.
if you are walking excessively, that is bad. But one of the best way to start people onto the exercise regime is to ask them to start walking, diabetic or not diabetic. Okay, so let us not give the message that diabetics should not stop, it's poisonous. Though initially they have to start, because as you said, if you want to walk, then you have to get into that right body shape. But say suppose if somebody is not in the right body shape, joints DFH, whatever warm up also they do, everything other than sitting is going to put pressure on their joints. The idea is to slowly acclimatize our joints to greater pressures.
Absolutely.
So initial phase should always be walking, because next to sitting, the first form of exercise that you can do is walking. I keep on telling my patients that if you go for a walk, if you can talk to your friend or your partner, walking partner, it's not exercise at all, because that is what most of the people do. You should not be able to talk to your partner, not be able to talk. It's not a voluntary thing. Even if you want to talk, you should not be able to talk, because you should be walking at a pace where you are feeling breathless. Then it is exercise. I walk 3 kilometers in 2 hours, it is not exercise because I do not become breathless. Exercise means you have to exercise your heart, lungs, and the muscles of that particular exercise. That means you should become breathless. Otherwise, it's not exercise. I sit on this chair and move my hand 1000 times. I'm not going to become breathless. So that will not be exercise in toto. It could be a part of my routine. The other thing is obviously walking on cement, tar is something which I have avoided all the time. I mean, I've been like so many people have been asking me, why don't you start running? Why don't? And I've always been like, I don't want to run on tar roads because it's the back pressure, the Newton's third law, which I mean, you jump while running, you are obviously jumping. So the pressure comes back to your joints. So that is one of the most important thing. The other thing which happens on uneven surfaces is your sensory motor system also gets stimulated.
Absolutely.
You have to keep your balance. There could be a rock somewhere, there could be a pit somewhere, small things, but that is something which the body needs for survival. You cannot, I mean, it's just like living in a capsule, everything flat, everything, this thing, it's not the way human beings were made to do. I can give you an example. Last year I was in the US. Generally in there, they have hiking trails which have been cemented over. So I felt it's just a matter of numbers, kind of so much of height gain in so much time, so much this thing. But the entire every step is the same experience. Now, if you go on a hike, it should be different. One step could be about a feet high, the other could be 6 inches, the other could be 3 inches, anything like that. So I think human beings, as you rightly said, 10,000 feet, the stress of completing 10,000 feet takes away the benefit of walking 10,000 feet.
Absolutely.
So this counting is something I do not do. I keep on telling people that you have to live life beyond numbers. That is where actual life is. So very important, you can go and walk with your friends. Do not talk with them, but at the end of the session, you can have a chit chat, you can have chai and everything. Because life is not just about exercise, it is about the not physical exercise, the mental exercise also. Being with friends, being with spouse early morning also has its benefit. So all these things need to be taken into consideration. Send me the link of the paper that you said, and I think I'll put in some more research. As far as I know,
So
sometimes I've seen in medical literature, there is a lot of kind of proponent of a particular thing, and that paper reeks of like that from my experience. So let us have a more kind of rounded off view
absolutely.
on.
So one thing is about the literature. The second thing is how many
Right.
doctors are there in the morning session? Just raise your hands. How many doctors there? Raise your hands. Raise your hands. Raise your hands. Doctors here. So here's what. Listen to all the hands which are up. Listen to this very carefully. You know what? Especially in India, they consider you next to God, or rather, more than God. I've seen this happen with my own mother. Mind you, and I'm going to share, see, as you all doctors propose, instead of doing anything, you tell your patients at least walk karo. वो वहीं पे listen to how message gets diluted. While Shirish, you would have thought that वे तार पे नहीं चलना है, and you did not put a time frame कितने दिन चलना है. This is what happens. The next slide I would like to share is this is what happened with my mother. Okay, the last one. This is also failure. Telling people to walk. The target was here to make them healthy. Walking, jogging, cycling is not the criteria here. Ultimately, if somebody is diabetic, उसका diabetes कम होना चाहिए. If somebody had a knee problem, वो कम होना चाहिए. Fat loss होना चाहिए. Guide them here, even if they are taking shots towards the target, it is a success. This second one is also a failure. This is too much of a failure. Why am I telling this is, many a times doctors propose their patients to walk. The patients start walking and they never stop. And they start walking on a tarmac road. They will not think. So mind you, and this happened with my mother. The doctor told my mother, absolutely कुछ किसी भी चीज की जरूरत नहीं है. You are fine with whatever you're doing. Do not miss taking the medicine. Till the last, I could not change her mindset. People like me will fail. Even I'm a fitness and a coach. Forget about the papers. Go and check out in the people. If I just go behind and check these people on the first hand basis, कितने साल चल रहे हो आप? And have you lost your abdominal fat? You don't require a paper to be published. You require common sense. And as a doctor, you have responsibilities, my dear friends. I'm urging, especially DFH doctors, when you propose somebody to walk, give the entire picture. Walk on mud, walk on sand. Do not walk. After you walk, come and check your weight. Have you lost your abdominal fat? If not, change to something else, is what the message is. Please do not mistake this again with papers and again those research. Nahi. Go with the common sense and make changes happen vocally. Because if you see, whoever you have proposed, go and check with those people, have they lost on their abdominal fat or not? And if you really care for them, change the way they exercise, is the message.
Yeah, Harshad, most of the times if you check on the people who are walking, they are not breathless.
Yes, absolutely.
So they will not lose their abdominal fat. There is no way
Absolutely.
they can lose their abdominal fat.
So kya hua, Suresh?
So that
You
is the reason, because they have
Yeah.
been walking, but it is like they are not walking sensibly. I mean, it's a senseless walk. Walk.
But
So it
उसने
doesn't
पेशेंट ने
make
क्या
sense.
सुन लिया? डॉक्टर शिरीष ने तो मुझे वॉकिंग करने के लिए बोला है.
No,
शिरीष-
that's the reason when I say कि walk करते हो क्या, तो हाँ, तो किसके साथ जाते हो? बीवी के साथ, दोस्तों के साथ. तो क्या गप्पे होते हैं? बोले कोई नहीं, कभी पॉलिटिक्स, क्रिकेट या घर का ये होता है. तो मैं बोला फिर वो एक्सरसाइज नहीं है. तो बोले क्यों?
Exactly. So
बिकॉज आप बात कर सकते हो यानी आप ब्रेथलेस नहीं हो, तो फिर वो एक्सरसाइज नहीं है.
तो
तो ये बोलना पड़ता है जरूरी. I insist on this point.
Harshad, I want to talk here just something about walking itself. Shirish, rightly as you said, I myself was extremely overweight and I took up walking. That is way back, many years back. And I did all elevated walking. I did all interval training walking. So when I was at a slow, fastest, and likewise. And I did lose weight. But what happened was I hampered my back because of continuous walking. There was lot of stiffness in my hamstrings, which I didn't realize. Every now and then I used to have back pain. I used to go for a bed rest for 3 days. Then I used to recover, again back to walking. At that time, we had not trained ourselves with DFH. It was only after DFH has started, only after strength training has started, after we have started with mobility, flexibility. Now I realize that continuously walking is going to just hamper your back and nothing else. Even you might lose your weight, but then you have to combine it. You have to have something called as strength training, which is very integral part of your physical being, is what I realized.
And just to add to that,
Teju, point very well made. I am saying that in order to get them stand up and do exercise from their chairs, walking is the best kind of go-to between this and then the further training.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Once they start
But then
walking
what
and get
happens
their
is-
benefit.
but then what happens, Shirish?
Then they
Again,
go into that comfort zone. They start walking and then they keep walking
Right.
and they keep walking.
and then they will never stop. It happened with my
Yeah.
mama. Actually, he's my mama whose three fingers got amputated yesterday. It happened with my mama. He
Harshad-
was known as a walking
Harshad-
person, and the doctor had
Yeah,
prescribed him
but
to
that is
walking chalu karo.
that is not because only of walking. There are so many factors. Yeah,
It's not
I mean,
debatable.
walking has not, in that sense, made him amputate those fingers.
No,
I mean,
but
good that you got that point up, because I also, as a doctor, I couldn't take that statement when you made it. So this is he will have so many antecedent factors for
Absolutely.
somebody to get his limb amputated, right? So what I'm saying is, let us make the people who are sitting walk initially and then take them onwards to this. You cannot, like, from here
One question,
jump
doctor.
directly.
One
Yeah,
question,
yeah.
doctor. As a doctor, will you have the time to tell them how to walk, how to train? They have to do the stretches. So when you prescribe, doctor, again, I'm telling you, mama's limb, it's not only because of walking. Let me correct it here. But please do understand, when you propose something to someone, people do not get the message right. Just the way I'm trying to tell here, the message, there is a vacuum there. So you need to have time to teach people on how to walk as an exercise also. It has to start with stretches. It has to end with cool downs. Every day, same muscle groups need not be trained. You should not walk on a tarmac. You should not walk. If you do not have time to propose this much to your patients, be very careful in administering. You tell them, consult a walking expert then, if there are. Otherwise,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I am known to a person who calls a spade, so my patients are very well used to it. I mean, if I've told them any exercise, I make sure that they do it in front of me.
Shirish, I know you as a
परीक्षा द्यावी
person,
लागते.
and I'll tell you, I'll know you as a person, but there are very rare doctors also like you who will take time to tell them. आजकल तो I have been with doctors, आजकल तो उनका, you to get an appointment also, we have to sit for 4 hours. Trust me, like doctors like you,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah. I
telling you,
mean,
as your profession, you know human anatomy, you know human physiology more. The ultimate message here is, even if you're proposing, people will take it as a gospel truth. Make that truth correct is what the
yeah,
message is. You have the onus, because even when we are shouting it out, trust me, my message will be taken with a pinch of salt. Why? Because just because I do not have a doctor degree there, but trust me, I have experience. And whatever I'm talking is reality. Maybe my mama's legs are not because it got amputated, because so many other reasons, but walking was one of the major reasons there. I'm not saying the only reason, but one of the major reasons, because see, simple thing, flexibility and your blood circulation, science has proven it. Is that correct, doctor? It gets hampered.
yeah, that is correct.
Yeah.
But walking per se will also increase your flexibility rather than sitting on a chair.
Yeah, to some
So
extent. At least
what
you
I'm
make him
saying
start.
is, yeah, you make him start walking and then graduate him to further exercises.
Absolutely.
That is how it is. Yeah.
So today's message with Shirish here is also with Dr. Fraternity. I would like to say boldly that as doctors, people will take it as a gospel truth. Please do ensure you give them the right message of walking. In case if you have time, educate them to have the right walks and train them properly. If not, let them get into the right ways. That's the only simple message, because here it can actually end up. See, if I have to just say this behind portion also, so many walkers went, not even a single person with an abdominal flat. Simple thing, right? So ultimately, a lot of message needs to be percolated. And as I said, this series will go on. And Shirish and everybody needs to contribute in the right ways. That's the reason we are calling it as a movement. People will be hurt, sentiments will be discussed, there will be a lot of dust that will erupt. Ultimate aim is ensuring that safety and securely people get into the healthy zone. Got it? So thank you, Shirish, for sharing those insights also. As a note for the moment, even if you're taking walking as an exercise, be very careful to do it scientifically. Just don't start walking on a daily basis. And in case if you want to doubly make sure, go and test yourself for your blood test. Are your cortisol levels up? Okay, it's not to take even what we are saying. Walk for 10,000 steps, do it for a month and check your blood. See for yourself. If your blood parameters are good, amazing, keep doing that. See your flexibility. Can you go a little bit flex?
Yeah, Harshad, the cortisol levels go up because there is this pressure, as I think Asha said, of a target.
Absolutely.
So if you have done 9,990 steps, you are still under stress. So the physical benefit of walking those 9,990.
Absolutely.
Those 10 steps. And that you are all the while looking at the watch. Kitna ho gaya? 3,200, 3,800, 8,400. So that is the stress which increases your cortisol level. It is not the walking which increases the cortisol level.
And to that, again, a story that is what I would like to share, Shirish. Thank you for bringing the stress from here, right? It is that demand that you're putting here, and how demand is put on your mind is what the next story is all about. And then we'll be taking a pause in this movement today, continuing this with a lot of webinars. I would request all the doctors especially, and because you know human anatomy, that will be a good contribution. Forget about that 1995 paper, Shirish. We will have our new paper published, a DFH paper published with facts, figures, and research done. I urge every one of you to chip in for this. And again, I'm telling you, this is not to prove someone wrong or something right. What is going to work for an individual, it's dynamically different. Every person is different, and how and every individual is different is the next story about. So listen to this story very carefully, my dear friends. And can we have a round of applause for Shirish as well, first of all, for sharing, and all of you.
Harshad, one more thing.
Yes.
In DFH, I have been observing people worship you as God, the three of you. Okay. So you also have to be very careful about what you're talking.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
because I will always say, Harshad ne bola hai to galat nahi ho sakta, but that will not ever be true. There will always be, you are a human being, there will always be mistakes.
That's the reason
So
my
that is something. Yeah.
that's the reason my first statement was, don't believe a word I'm going to say
Right.
today.
Yeah. But yet, in spite of saying that, there were 3 statements today. Agar Harshad ne bola hai, to that's the gospel truth.
Don't worry, Shirish, we will make sure if I'm telling them, the only thing is,
That is what I am telling. So we'll have to, I mean, this exchange has to happen.
absolutely, and that's the reason it's a movement. We will go a long way until things get clarified, things get correct, and that's the reason we call it as a movement. It's not one webinar, it's not one seminar, it's with an intent to get the right things. And that's the reason the next story. Okay, next story will answer everything that I want to sum it up for the day. Listen to the story, everybody, in case if you have time, listen to the story. The story is about a Buddhist monk. A Buddhist monk. And the monk was a very wise one, a holy one, a very renowned, and he had become old in age. He had seen more of sunlights and rainy seasons than anybody else. It once so happens that he is traveling with a young monk, and they both come to a river. And on the bank of the river, they have to cross the river, which is a little bit deep and little bit wild. So they see a woman, a young, beautiful woman, with bare clothes, a tribal woman standing to cross the river. Now, she is unable to cross the river. Looking at the woman, the senior monk, the old monk, immediately understands that she is in trouble. He goes to her and asks the woman, what is it that's troubling you? And the woman says, I need to cross the river and I'm unable to do it. Without a second thought, the old monk takes the woman on his back and crosses the river. And while he's doing so, the young monk is continuously looking at the old monk and he's confused now. They cross the river. The old monk lets the young woman down, and he walks. He starts to walk. And so does the young monk also walk along with the old monk. As they are walking, the old monk sees that there is a lot of tension on the mind and on the face of this young monk. And looking at his face, now he stops and asks, what is it that is troubling you? And the young monk says, you carried that woman all on your back? How come? We as monks, we have taken a vow that we will not even touch a woman. And you carried her on the back. How is it possible? And now the old monk says, relax. I dropped the woman there about a couple of hours back. You're still carrying her in your mind. And that is what we do in life. While Dr. Shirish would recommend somebody to take up walking, it's difficult, my dear friends, to go in solitude. The half an hour what I told, solitude is absolutely in vacuum that you have to walk. Is it possible for a common man to walk in vacuum? Is it possible? It's not possible to walk in vacuum. You require to be an old monk there. Otherwise, you will always carry something on your mind. And this weight is huge, my dear friends. What Pradhan Mantri Modi ji ko karna chahiye, what happened in your family, everything will revolve here. And with that walk, if you're walking and doing any exercise for that matter, it is not exercise at all. It is exactly opposite to what Bodhidharma had taught. It is not a Bushido code, and that is what real life stories are all about. So even today, it's not about walking, cycling, jogging, running, or even DFH exercise. If you're not doing it mindful, any which ways you're not coming closer to doing any exercises. So today, as walking we have taken as an activity, it also refers to if you're playing badminton, it also refers to if you're playing anything, any game, even if you're doing yoga, if you're not mindful without any thoughts, you are actually not coming closer to doing exercise at all. So exercise, just like Bruce Lee and all those who have attained the ace in it, you need to do in a mindful way. Walking being the easiest way, which can get disturbed because of the environment. And today, this is what a session that we have started, a movement to understand and propose the right ways of doing the right things. So the next time, at whatever capacities you are doing, if you want to propose something, just like Shirish said, if you want to tell something and if you have an authority, make sure you can be responsible to that authority. If not, be very double sure at whatever levels you are. You might be a doctor, great. I might be a physical coach, amazing. But the moment we administer something, you take the responsibility to take the right accountability as well. If not, be very sure what you tell someone to do something. Got it? With this, today's session, we'll have to conclude it here, and we will keep this session rolling it out. For today, if somebody is walking, please make sure they are doing it in the right format. Let them have their research done on your, forget about other papers. Let them go and test their blood once they start walking on a particular day. After a while, have their parameters checked. Medical science has been advanced. There are ways of checking yourself, doctors being one of the best ways, but then too, everything needs to be done in a scientific way. It's an earnest request to make sure life is precious. Once something goes wrong, you rupture your mobility, it's difficult to come back. Got it? So make sure you are doing the right things every time. And this is what is the beginning. We will have these webinars going on. I request especially all the learned people here to be a part of this movement so that by the end of the movement or by the substantial beginning of the movement, we will come up with right figures and facts. Let's not talk in vacuum. Let's speak with experience, with real life stories, and see what best could have been done. And just to tell a couple of things here, while just like Seema, it's your experience also, you found a reversal on all of the things by doing certain things in a different way. So we will need these as testimonials also, where we can document this. Got it? Any other questions or doubts? We will take it up. It's already 7:45, and we will continue the series here. So for the moment, thank you so much for being there. Yes, Seema?
This is not related to the walking part, but I want to share something, Harshad. Any diabetics in DFH family, we have found a real magical home remedy with all home ingredients, which I've shared it to you already, and it's done wonders to my husband, who was a diabetic since the age of 36. His insulins have stopped, his diabetic oral meds have stopped. He's only on one tablet now, and it's only with home stuff like fenugreek, cumin seeds, ajwain. So the proportion has been shared to you. So if anyone comes to you with a diabetic ailment, please share it, because it's tried and tested since last 7 months. He's taken that medicine. It does wonders to your cholesterol level. It does wonders to your metabolic rate also. So
Fantastic.
it's tried and tested, approved by the diabetologist, approved by the nephrologist whom we consult for, Kiran. So I just wanted to share that with all of you.
Absolutely.
So whoever is a diabetic, I've just shared it with Sachin also, because he mentioned somebody being diabetic. So I've shared it with Sachin Jha also. So whoever is suffering from diabetes, I would love to share the recipe, because this is tried and tested.
Absolutely.
And nothing that will harm you.
Absolutely, and we'll share it on
That's
the
it.
admin
Thank
group as
you.
well. Aruna, we'll share it on the admin group, the recipe, and we'll have it shared. Last time also you had shared this, Seema. We can periodically, just as a thought process, because it should not go into the gray areas where we forget about these things. Got it? Perfect, perfect. So amazing there. Facts and figures about walking, and whatever it is, it's always safe to invest wisely and take up the right ways to taking care of yourself. And here's what, and apart from this, I would like to conclude that life is all about investments. Make the right ones to get the right returns, right? Many a times walking is free, but if you take it without the right training, it can be costlier. So let's do it in a meticulous way. So thank you so much for being there into this session, and let's take this moment to do the last piece of the daily routine, which is gratitude. So please join your hands, close your eyes,